those are the ones I haven't sampled yet.
I just love the spacey sounds this synthesizer has.
The MPC, I'm not sure how I hooked this all up.
I have another palm tree.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4. What's up, guys? 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓬 here. Welcome to my studio, which I nicknamed Soul Garden. Before I show you my studio though, I want to show you how it looked in the previous years. This one's from 2017 when I started with lo-fi. This one is also from 2017, it's a couple months later. This one's actually from 2018, a little bit improved. I got my SP44 right there, and a turntable. The next one is also from 2018, but with a larger desk, because I needed some more space. And yeah, before that I actually had another setup, but I don't have photos of that, so alright, here's the tour.
On the left hand side, when you enter the room, I have my spiders. I have 3 tarantulas. You can't really see them right now because the lights are turned off, but I have some pretty good B-roll footage of them. So this one's gonna move over into this enclosure soon. This one is also not very visible, but I have pretty good B-roll footage or photos of her. Pretty interesting colors. Down below that I have a big enclosure which is going to be filled with some scorpions soon, in the next month or 2. This has been empty for over a year now. But yeah, I think this whole stuff here will be changed. I'm gonna get a new sideboard or something like that, or like a closet stuff that I'm gonna put the enclosures on. Right next to that we have a plant. Right next to that we have the 3rd tarantula. She's actually the 4th biggest species on the planet. 4th biggest tarantula species actually. They're all juvenile, so they're not fully grown. All of my tarantulas are actually not fully grown yet, as far as I know. And for anyone who's interested, I'm gonna put the scientific names of them down on the screen somewhere. Behind the spiders, on the wall, I have some sound treatment. This is just some basic sound treatment foam. There's nothing special, just some, I think it's 10 centimeters. So I glued this onto some plywood and hung it up the wall so I can just put it off when I move or something like that. There's some empty space in the middle. Kind of want to get some pictures eventually to fill this up so it's not that empty anymore. Right next to that I have my couch, which is just some old basic leather couch, I guess. Nothing special. Behind that I have some shelves on the wall with some frames, empty Japanese beer, some Hot Wheels. On there I have a badger skull. One of them is actually, I have actually 2. One of them is in one of the spiders enclosures. Another picture, pretty cool artwork, Nikon lens, a book. Right, this right here is some other sound treatment. It's not your standard acoustic foam, it's Basotect, which is pretty good in soundproofing. It looks pretty good, so I just write it down in the description if you want to know more about that stuff. It's pretty good and pretty expensive, but it does its job better than this stuff. Right next to the couch there's a window here. Just wanted to show you my bonsai over here. Need to trim it again, overgrown a little bit. I have some vinyls over here, J Dilla stuff, basic stuff to sample, stuff that I listen to. Here's some, no, I think this is techno house, some stuff like that. This is some techno as well, I think. No, this is the 𝓼𝓸. This is the 𝓼𝓸 vinyl right here. Also have a vinyl from Odyssey, special edition stuff. This is just a view of my vinyls. I have some more down in the basement, but those are the ones I haven't sampled yet, or at least most of them aren't sampled yet. Pretty cool stuff that I still need to listen through. What's this, Chad Baker? I don't know. Oh, it's NTR.MND. Oh yeah, I did sample this already. Yeah, cool. Right next to that, I have a little couch desk, if you want to call it like that. Yeah, there's just another plant on here. Echo Show 5. And another plant up here. It's a palm tree, a sago palm tree. I don't know. Yeah, my sunglasses, some random lighters, stuff like that. Right behind that couch table over there, I have my beloved EX7. I just love how this one sounds. It's one of my favorite synthesizers, and actually not the last one I'm gonna get, obviously, because wait, let me see if I can find my favorite 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓴. There it is. I just love the spacey sounds this synthesizer has. Right behind that, I have a DIY Skyline diffuser. It's not perfect, it's a little bit scuffed here and there, but it does its job. And for the first diffuser I built myself, I think it's pretty good. Alright, let's go to the ceiling. As you may notice by now, I have so many plants in this room. I think there's a total of 16 or 18 plants in this room. I lost count. And I actually have some hanging plants, as you can see. And they're all held by this for curtains. It's like a curtain string kind of steel wire. It's going all across the room, right over there. Then we have some more baso-tagged absorbers. Or I mean, one absorber actually on the ceiling. It is pretty. It's like a 10 centimeter thick ones. Is mounted floating off the ceiling with some hooks. This is all wood. It's a completely wood ceiling, and sound is bouncing off. And to damp this a little bit, I have some baso-tagged. This room, in terms of soundproofing, is actually not finished yet. Lacking some bass traps in the corners. I'm gonna get them soon as well. Speaking of corners, to the left of my desk, I have another plant here. Looks pretty cool. Right behind that, I have my cassette collection. This is from the 2814 collector's edition. There's my album 𝓒𝓱𝓮𝓬𝓴 over there, or Imagine. Some other from my friend Yakitori over here. There's the vinyl for the 2814 collection. Over here, right above that, I have some game collections. I actually have some, those are actually steel books of my favorite games that I have. Cyberpunk, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, I think. More Cyberpunk over there, it's still sealed. And Doom The first Doom actually, not the first, but the new first, whatever. There's some more soundproofing as well. Behind my desk I have a wall tapestry which is kind of blocked by the big TV. I'm gonna get some soundproofing anyways behind the TV, so I think this is gonna move anyways. On to the main thing in my room, I would say. It's made out of real wood. As you can see, it's pretty good. I like this a lot. Then we have like a little moss garden thing. Right next to that I have my Mac Mini M1. It's the latest model. It's pretty fast. It's the fastest PC I've ever owned. Actually, it's pretty good. I love to edit videos on this because it's so fast. Yeah, there we have my Akai MPC Live, first generation. Yeah, it's a pretty good machine. I have it for, I think, 3 years now, and it's a pretty good machine. It's the best purchase I've ever made, I would say. Right next to that I have my SP404A. It's basically an SP404SX. The A is just for Roland's new Era system. It hooks up to some other Roland synthesizers or something like that, and I don't know what, but it's basically an SX. When you turn it on, it actually says SX on the screen, so there you see. Well, next to that I have my Yamaha cassette deck. It's a K200 stereo cassette deck. I used this for some tape recordings, so basically what I'm gonna do is record a song onto the SP and then record it, not in all cases, but for songs that I want to have a real tape effect sound, I'm gonna record the song from the SP to the cassette deck, and then from the cassette deck back to the SP, and then I have real analog cassette sound. Continuing on the desk, I have my LG ultra-wide gaming monitor. It's a 34-inch gaming monitor. Above that, there's my 42-inch LG 4K TV. I don't know the exact specifications of this one or the model name. It's just a smart TV from LG, I would say. In terms of lighting, my whole room is spec'd with Philips Hue light bulbs. Philips lights in the corner right there, you can see it. Right behind the desk, I have a Hue light strip.
If you want to know more about the tech I use, there's a link for you in the description which leads you to a website called Kit. I listed my gear there so you can check in detail what I'm using for making music or entertainment purposes.
On the cassette deck I have my gaming headset, the SteelSeries Arctis Pro Wireless, and right next to that I have the audio interface of this headset, where you can charge the batteries. I've also hooked up my soundbar, LG soundbar, to this interface to use it with the Mac, because the Mac doesn't have an optical input, which is pretty bad, but I have this audio interface right here anyway, so it's not that bad. Right next to that I have my Yamaha AG03, which was actually one of my first audio interfaces. Just use it to, so it's hooked up with USB to the Mac, and when I sample off of Logic Pro or YouTube, and then the output of this one output goes to my second audio interface, and the other output goes, I think, to my SP or the MPC. I'm not sure how I hooked this all up. I have a handwritten plan how I managed the cables and the connections, and it's pretty cluttered. It's a mess, and I don't know, but it works. As studio monitors, I'm using the Yamaha HS7. Those are the best monitors I've ever owned. I think the sound quality is great. They're doing a great job. They have lots of power. Right next to the desk, I have my rack down on the floor. It houses the Roland M12E 12-channel mixer, my main audio interface, and a 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓬𝓴. This down here is just a power supply. I plan to get some more synthesizers and guitars and bass guitars, acoustic guitars, all stuff like that. It's all gonna be hooked up to this Roland mixer, and the output of this mixer is connected to the MPC. Channel 1, I have actually have the audio interface. Now I remember where this second output goes to. It goes to channel 1 right here. So if I'm gonna sample off of YouTube, it goes directly to the mixer and then to the MPC. Here in channel 2, I have my vinyl player, recorder, whatever you want to call it, connected to channel 2. And channel 3, there's currently connected the EX7 synthesizer that I showed you earlier, and all the other channels are not connected yet. Alright, down below that one, I have my audio interface, which is a Motu 2408 MK2. Down here I have a Alesis 3630 compressor. Right next to the desk on the right side, I have another palm tree, pretty big one actually. And right next to that, there's my sleeping area. I'm sleeping on a Japanese traditional futon, which is 140 by 2 meters large, which is laying on top of a set of tatami mats. So this is basically a Japanese floor. It's pretty comfortable. I love it. I never slept better, to be honest. I have my old MacBook in here as well that I use to watch some streams before I go to sleep, or watch some YouTube videos, listen to some music and stuff like that. It's a pretty old one. It's from 2012. This is the one I used before I got the Mac Mini. Above that, on the wall, I have 2 shelves with some random stuff on here. There's my version 9 of Reason. This is my first DAW that I used to make lo-fi back in the day. I also collect some old graphics cards, which I don't know where to store. That's why they just stand here. Some more games over here. My old MPD 218 from Akai, which I used pretty early in lo-fi production. In the next shelf, I just have some old phone boxes and camera boxes. The box from the headset, from my mouse, and stuff like that. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace.